Hello, one, and hello, all. And yes, I'm aware it has been. I'm not centered. I'm aware that it has been roughly a year since I last uploaded. There was a reason for this. Actually, no, there isn't. I lied. I just kind of haven't felt like uploading. It really is as simple as that. So, yeah, still not centered. As you can see, we got a new setup here. I'm currently in an apartment. This is by no means a permanent thing. I move out of this place in a few months. It's just me and my mom were living together for the summer. But that's besides the point. You might be wondering, why did I start to come out of my semi-retirement? Well, it's political season. And you see, it's primary season, and I've been engrossed in said primary election stuff here in South Dakota. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my rambly predictions / thoughts on primary stuff in South Dakota. Because fuck it, why not? And maybe in another video I'll predict, like, the Senate and stuff like this. Mostly the Senate's the main thing to predict. There's also the House too, but the House, you don't give exact numbers for the House, you just say red or blue. Blue, that was my prediction for the House. But anyway, so we're gonna look at the Republican primaries because, Democrat primaries aren't really a thing in South Dakota. It's usually like one person decides to run, and that's like, well, congratulations, you by default win the primary because there's no one else running. Sometimes don't even get that. Sometimes no one runs on the Democrat side, and the primary on the Republican side ends up deciding the general election too. It should be noted, I'm probably not going to vote in the primaries this year. Simply because of the sheer inconvenience of the fact that my apartment is in Spearfish. Meanwhile, my permanent address is an hour and a half away, technically, officially. So if I were to vote on, say, Tuesday, I would need to drive over an hour in order to get to my my polling place. And guess what? I also am not available on Tuesday because I'm currently working for the U.S. Senate. I am an intern at the Rapid City office for U.S. Senator Sean Thune, Senate Majority Leader. So, no. And that's a 9 to 5. Technically, it's 8 to 5 for me. But, yeah. So, I'm busy. Not to mention I have D&D on Tuesdays. So, yeah, I probably won't vote. But the election is this Tuesday. So, if you can vote, do it. Now, let's get on to the prediction, shall we? I've got the Ballotpedia, and we're just going off of the ballot where I live, essentially. But I'll also do District 31, since that's the other district I live in. So, Districts 30 and 31. We'll start with an obvious one, the U.S. Senate. It's Mike Rounds versus Justin McNeil. I'm expecting Mike Rounds to win the primary. He's also going to win the general. That's my prediction. I don't really like the guy, but, it is what it is. We're saving the governor for last, because that's a fucking tricky one. Let's see. For the U.S. House, there's a bit going on for the U.S. House. There is Marty Jackley, who's the current Attorney General. He's going against James Bilotta, who's just a dude. I don't know, I think he owns like a business or something. Don't know, don't care. I'm gonna say Marty Jackley wins, and then he's gonna win the general, because that's how South Dakota works. Next up, looking at State Senate for District 30. The state senate is the incumbent Amber Hulse going against the former incumbent Julie Fry Muller. Now, I'm gonna be straight up. I don't like Julie Fry Muller, like at all. I'm not the biggest fan of Amber either, but I think she's better. And I'm hoping, my prediction is that she's gonna win. Now, will she win the general? Yes. Does she even have an opponent? I'll check later. You know what? Later is now. Later is freaking now. Back. Da. I don't think she even has an opponent. Yeah, I think she's gonna win. Next up for the State House for District 30. My prediction there. It's Tim Goodwin and Trish Liner, the two incumbents, going against Stephen Saint. Now, I like Steve Saint, whatever you want to call him. I think he's a nice guy. I've met him before, and I voted for him back in 2024. I don't think he's gonna win though. And the way South Dakota elections work, it's top two people move on in state house races. So I'm expecting for Tim and Trish to be the numbers 1 and 2. Not in that particular order, but actually no, fuck it. We'll say that's the order too. We'll say Tim gets first. We'll say Trish is second, and Steve is third. Definitely need to change 1 and 2, but I'm pretty sure Steve's gonna get third. Let's see. And then next up after that, we'll go into District 31 stuff. Why the hell not? South Dakota House District 31. I did not have to type all that. I could just typed in like a person. You know, we're just gonna Oderbach. I forgot his first name. Okay, it was Scott, right? Scott Odenbach. You get to watch this in real time. The fuck do you mean there's no... Okay, well, we'll do Mary Fitzgerald. Okay, there you go. You recognize that one. Click it. Why the fuck aren't you loading? Bitch. Be back in just a second here. Okay, we're back. Partially. Ballotpedia, one of my favorite websites to use for this kind of stuff, is barely functioning at the moment. But it's functioning enough. So, I'm just typing in a person here. So for the, why the fuck are you not telling me? Tell me what I want. So District 31, it's a pretty fucking boring one. There is no primary. So we'll just go straight to the general. It's Mary Fitzgerald and Scott Odenbach, the two Republican incumbents, going against Morgan Plucker. I used to go to college with her. You bitch, load. Oh my god. So essentially, yeah, so I don't think she's gonna win, but I wish her the best of luck. Don't mean to, put bad vibes out into the universe or whatever, but I don't like her odds. But I wish her the best of luck in the general. Then on the Senate side of stuff, it's Randy Debut going against John E. Twipple. I probably said that wrong. I'm assuming Randy's gonna win, and then he doesn't have to fight anyone in the general. He just wins. Uh, so yeah, that's my prediction for that. And then the final major one we're gonna predict here, the big one, the governor race. So those of you not aware, which is probably most people, the governor race is fucking wild this year in South Dakota. So essentially, Kristi Noem, the previous governor, kind of became the Secretary of Homeland Security. Until she wasn't. She got like demoted or whatever. I don't know what the hell she's doing nowadays. But because of that, she couldn't be the governor anymore. As a fun fact, though, even if she wasn't made the Secretary of Homeland Security, she still couldn't run for re-election this year anyway. So fun stuff. So there's 4 people running for the governorship, and holy fuck, it's a tight race from what I've seen. According to the polling, there's John Hanson, the current Speaker of the House here in South Dakota. There is Larry Roden, who's just the governor right now. He was lieutenant governor, and then once Kristi left, he just became the governor. So he's been the governor for the last year and a half or so. There is Toby Doden, who is a businessman from Aberdeen. And then finally, there is Dusty Johnson, who I think I've talked about him on the channel before. Dusty Johnson, he's the at-large district representative for us in the U.S. House. And he's been in that position for 8 years now. He won back in 2018, his first term. And yeah, he's been in the House for 8 years now. And now he's running for governor. This election is close as hell. The 4 of them, the polling for this shit is close. There's no clear lead. There was for a while. Dusty Johnson was a clear favorite for a while. But now not so much. Now they're all within pretty close margins of each other. Kiloland. Governor poll. I'm pulling up a poll here. It is a wild fucking poll. So there is a poll here that isn't loading. We got a goddamn ad. Can I skip it, please? But essentially, the poll has them all pretty goddamn neck and neck. Here we go. So the poll, with a margin of error of 4.7%. Fan goddamn tastic. It was 400 people that they polled as Kilo Land, local, I think it's a Sioux Falls news station or something like that. At 16%, we have John Hanson. At 19%, Larry Roden. At 23%, Dusty Johnson. At 26%, Toby Doden. Any remaining percentages are unsure, undecided, all that fun stuff. So remember how I said that it was a 4.7% margin of error? You happen to notice how everyone is within 3 or 4 points of each other? So yeah, while yes, there is on paper a hierarchy of sorts, there's no clear oh, this person's just fucking running away with it, or this person's in dead last. Also, another fun aspect of this race is the fact that in South Dakota, if you do not reach more than 35% of the vote during the primary, then there's a runoff for the top 2. Hey, you know how the highest number on here is 26? That means that there's an extremely high likelihood that this becomes a runoff. And so then the question is, if it is a runoff, between who? And by the way, I'm gonna predict it's a runoff. I don't like that I think it's gonna be a runoff, because I'd rather it not be a runoff. I'd rather it just be primary, done, but it seemed like it's gonna be a runoff. Said runoff would happen in end of July, by the way, if I remember correctly. So, it's not fun for South Dakotans. who do I think is going to advance to the runoff? I'm going to say Dusty Johnson and Toby Doden go to the runoff. I could see Larry Roden making it in there, though. Not like a three-way runoff kind of deal, but like I could see him being one of the two. Dusty Johnson, I for sure see making it to the top two. It's just between Doden and Roden. Fun names. But I feel like it's going to be Toby Doden, Dusty Johnson runoff election. And then I think Dusty wins the runoff. That's my and then obviously, fucking general election, who cares? Dusty, well, whoever the Republican is gonna win the general election, let's be real. Democrats only win in like a handful of like Senate and House districts. And I do mean a handful. There's like 5 of them. So yeah, so essentially my prediction is Dusty Johnson, Toby Doden, runoff election, and then Dusty wins the runoff, and then Dusty becomes the next governor. Is that ideal for me personally? Honestly, I don't care. All 4 of these dudes I have some kind of problem with. Toby Doden I have the most problems with. I don't like him at all. Dusty, he's not awful. He's got some things I don't like. He's got some things I don't hate, John Hanson, similar. Don't know as much about him, though. And then Larry Roden, similar. Like, so, it's not ideal. But it's fun. It's fun to keep track of, I tell you what. So, yeah. Might make a follow-up video to this. Yeah, might do a follow-up after the primary, because that's just on Tuesday, so might make a follow-up on Tuesday. Okay, again, not probably on Tuesday, but I'll make a follow-up eventually. Could be Tuesday, might be Tuesday, we'll have to see. And then I'll probably do a general election prediction for the Senate sometime, probably after all the primaries. If I remember to. And then the House Blue is my current prediction. That may change. I don't think it will. But we'll see. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video and this very random return on my end, then yeah. What was my outro again? Shit. If you've enjoyed this video, you can leave a like, or subscribe if you feel like it, and leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about it. You can also follow me on Instagram at RiddlerX5. That's a thing. Fun fact, I don't think I've posted to that since the fucking presidential election in 2024. I don't post to Instagram. That's just not a thing I do. But who knows? Maybe I won't. I'm lying. I'm not gonna post to that thing. You can follow it if you want, though. I ain't gonna stop you. I don't care. If you haven't noticed, I don't really do much social media shit these days. I'm on it a lot. I just don't post ever. But yeah. Until next time, I'll see you later, everybody. Bye bye.